What a fascinating real-life context for a yield-generating home story. Here's a fresh, original YouTube script that turns this into a compelling, commentary-driven video with strong personality and clear takeaway. Imagine a couple who start as bartenders and end up becoming landlords not by chance, but by a series of smart moves, loans, and a willingness to redefine what a home means. That's the through line I'll lean on, but I'll frame it with fresh perspective, bold opinions, and new angles that feel like a creator thinking aloud rather than a straight recap. The hook will hit hard in the first 10 seconds, then we'll write a rhythm of punchy insights, personal takes, and big-picture context to keep viewers engaged. Opening hook. What if the path to owning a home in one of America's hottest markets isn't a single leap, but a clever juggling act, buying a place, renting parts of it, and turning a property into a two-for-one investment? Today we unpack how a Hollywood couple turned rental strategy into homeownership, and what their playbook means for you. Context setup. I'm breaking down a real-life LA story where two bartenders pivot from nightlife to real estate by using renovation loans and ADUs to offset costs. It's not just about numbers, it's about mindset, seeing a home as a multi-generational asset and a vehicle for financial security. What this really shows is how powerful it can be to blend professional skills, lender know-how, people reading at a bar, with strategic financing. Main breakdown, Idea 1, turning a single-family property into a multi-unit asset. Core idea, they targeted properties with room to add rental units, ADUs, or existing multi-units to create rental income that offsets mortgage payments. Commentary, personally, I think the big pivot here is reframing a home as a potential cash flow machine, not just shelter. What makes this really interesting is that the choice to pursue an ADU or a duplex isn't just about more space, it's about creating a built-in revenue stream from day one. In my opinion, this approach challenges the traditional buy and occupy narrative and aligns with a broader trend toward live-work investment hybrids. From my perspective, the key takeaway is that your home can be a starter portfolio, not a final destination. If you take a step back and think about it, the ADU concept lowers the barrier to ownership by distributing risk across multiple units. Deeper perspective, this reflects a shift in how millennials and Gen Z pursue homeownership in expensive markets, treating a home as a tiny real estate fund and using renovations to maximize value. Main breakdown, Idea 2, leveraging renovation loans to wrap costs into the mortgage. Core idea, they used FHA 203K and Fannie Mae HomeStyle renovation loans to finance renovations and even ADU construction by basing the loan on post-renovation value. Commentary, what I find fascinating is how loan products that feel academic actually become practical enablers for everyday people. It's not just borrowing more, it's structuring debt around future value. What many people don't realize is that these programs can cover additions and ADUs, turning a fixer into a scalable asset. From my view, the loan strategy democratizes improvement. You don't need a huge cash pile to unlock a much bigger property's potential. This ties into a broader trend of financing renovation as a core feature of homeownership, not an afterthought. Speculation, if loan products become more accessible and well understood, we could see more households using ADUs as standard practice, which might reshape neighborhood densities and rental markets in dense cities. Main breakdown, Idea 3, the narrative of place, schools, and location choice as leverage. Core idea, they expanded search radius to include areas with Waldorf schools and ADU-friendly zoning, prioritizing family logistics and future value. Commentary, what stands out here is the alignment of lifestyle factors with financial strategy. It's not just chasing cheaper prices, it's about building a future-proof location that supports education, work, and growth. In my opinion, this demonstrates how family planning intersects with real estate strategy. School choices become investment criteria. What people misunderstand is that location isn't only about vibes, it's about long-term rentability as a family's needs evolve. Broader perspective, this signals a trend toward flexible property use in markets where zoning and taxes push homeowners to think creatively about space. ADUs, home offices, and multi-unit potential could become standard fixtures of family housing in major cities. Deeper insight, what this case reveals about the future of affordability. Core idea, the story demonstrates a blueprint for affording homeownership without a traditional single-family mortgage path, by weaving rental income, renovation value, and location strategy. Commentary, from my vantage point, the deeper question is whether lenders and regulators will continue to support these multi-unit strategies as mainstream routes to ownership.
What this really suggests is that households may increasingly operate like small real estate developers, balancing cash flow with long-term wealth building. If you're watching this, you might wonder, can you replicate this in your city with your own constraints?
My take, yes, but it requires education, planning, and a willingness to negotiate with lenders and buyers.
Reflection: the social implication is a shift in how communities perceive home.
It's less about a single Mercury-shot dream house and more about a long-term platform for growth, where housing is a living, evolving asset rather than a fixed sanctuary.
Closing thought.
If you're curious about owning in an expensive market, the real lesson isn't just the numbers, it's the mindset shift. Treat your home as a portfolio, learn the renovation and financing tools, and look for spaces with scalable potential.
So, would you try an ADU strategy where you live, or go for a turnkey multi-unit with rented units already in place?
Drop your answer in the comments and tell me which approach you'd actually pursue and why. If you found this breakdown useful, consider subscribing for more creator-style takes on real estate, personal finance, and how to think like a builder in a world where housing costs keep reshaping our lives.